Great finish here in race number 3 at Redshores in Charlottetown, and we like this guy on our card here tonight in the post-time picks. We thought the trip would work out this way. Mike maybe going to the point here with Steel Gangster Boy, and he did. 30-1. He was over there, the leader, 102-1. They raced up 3/4, 132-2, and it was still Steel Gangster Boy. The 6 Big Bad Bruiser had made the move for Bamberg. He raced great, but Dave Kelly was just sitting and waiting to pounce, coming down the passing lane with Gordy's last full, and you can see here now he's in there, and he's going to pounce late and get there right at the wire to get the win in race number 3 here tonight, as Gordy's last full gets there in the end to win. The 3 is second, CL Gangster Boy, and the 6 is third. 4-3-6 in the third at Redshores.
Gordy's last foal arriving at the third race winner's circle. They facing gelding heat 4 by Westward Ho Hanover off the Village Jiffy Dam. Winning clues on by Charlene Seifert, Jim McKinney, and Dale Spence. Dave Crocker Kelly does the training and driving. The mile in 2 minutes, 4/5, maiden record. Gordy's last foal in the third.
Getting set for race number 4 from Redshores in Charlottetown tonight as the horses swing in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Vance Cameron, take it away.
Dusty Lane Goliath, Pictonian Thunder. Outrageous Story, Woodmere Alvin. Apple Core Hanover, Usurper, and the Big Chase outside, top of the stretch. Here they come. There they go, up and facing Dusty Lane Goliath along the rail, leaving out. Second into the turn, Pictonian Thunder. Third is Woodmere Alvin, Usurper from the outside. Fourth and moving up. Fifth, Outrageous Story. Then Apple Core Hanover. The trailer is the Big Chase. To the backstretch they go, led by Dusty Lane Goliath for Jill Barrio. Tucked away now in second, that's Usurper. Racing from third, Pictonian Thunder. Fourth is Woodmere Alvin. Outrageous Story has fifth. Gapping in sixth is Apple Core Hanover. And trailing seventh, the Big Chase. They're rolling along. 28-2 was the quarter. Midway around the turn, Dusty Lane Goliath putting the numbers on the board. Second is Usurper. Out of the turn in third, Pictonian Thunder. Racing from fourth, that's Woodmere Alvin. Outrageous Stories in fifth. There goes Apple Core Hanover to the outside sixth. And following out seventh, that is the Big Chase. They're halfway home. Dusty Lane Goliath was the midway point leader. Racing from second, Usurper. Third, Pictonian Thunder, 58-3 for a half. Racing fourth on the outside is Apple Core Hanover. On the cones is Woodmere Alvin fifth. Outside the Big Chase sixth. And now the trailer, that's Outrageous Story. Halfway up the back stretch. 3/4 coming next. And it's Dusty Lane Goliath maintaining the lead on Usurper. Racing third, Pictonian Thunder. Woodmere Alvin is fourth. 3/4 in 1:27 2 at the 7/8. Dusty Lane Goliath turning home. Usurper now to the outside. Pictonian Thunder third, deep in the stretch, and it's going to be Barrio coast to coast aboard Dusty Lane Goliath. Second is Usurper. Pictonian Thunder third. Time for the mile, 1:55 flat, 27-3, closing quarter.
Well, we said he was great as a 2-year-old, 4 wins from 12 starts, 56-4. How about his 3-year-old campaign? He was a winner last time out. In 2 minutes and a fifth, closed 27-4. He was awesome here tonight. Jill wanted the front end, and he really bossed it right from the get-go here tonight. 28-2 was pretty snappy over there. He was the leader. 58-3 to the half. Usurper and Brody sitting in the 2-hole, up 3 quarters, 127-2. It's still Dusty Lane Goliath, and he's controlling. And down the stretch they come here now. And as Van said, he throws a 27-3 at them. And look at Jill, to borrow a phrase from my buddy Kurt Hughes, just sitting chilly in the bike here. Wow, this guy was awesome tonight. Gate to wires them 155 flat. Wow, what a performance in the fourth at Red Shores.
Now returning to the fourth race winner circle, number 1, Dusty Lane Goliath, pacing Brown Coal 3 by Steelhead Hanover, off the Jenna's Beach Boy Dam, Mission Beach, owned by Daniel Ross of Belfast. Jill Ferriero training and driving. He's on top at every call tonight. The Colt will pace to a new race winner record of 1:55. Dusty Lane Goliath in the fourth.
Metro Home Building Center starting gate rolling here for race number 5 from Red Shores in Charlottetown tonight. Back upstairs to track announcer Vince Cameron for the race call.
Lining up in the fifth with Better Than Butter, I'm Thinking. Promise Me Art, Grand Avenue Legend. Money's Gone, Marble, Elliott Moose outside, top of the stretch. Race 5 approaching a start. Rough and pacing at the rail. It's Better Than Butter between horses, I'm Thinking, and Elliott Moose joining them on the outside third. Promise Me Art to get away fourth. Then in fifth is Grand Avenue Legend, and Money's Gone Marble. He is the trailer at the eighth pole, straightening to the quarter with Better Than Butter the leader. From the outside, Elliott Moose is going to keep on coming. Third up the rail is I'm Thinking. Now in fourth, that's Promise Me Art. Grand Avenue Legends in fifth, and the trailer, Money's Gone Marble. So Elliott Moose made the lead for the Blue Knight U's off at 28-2 beginning. Second is Better Than Butter on the turn, I'm Thinking third. That's Promise Me Art in fourth. Grand Avenue Legend is fifth. Going to the outside sixth is Money's Gone Marble through the stretch approaching the midway point, led by Elliott Moose, clear by 2. Better Than Butter in second, I'm Thinking, edging to the outside third. Up fourth on the outside, Money's Gone Marble. Then fifth is Promise Me Art. Grand Avenue Legend on the outside, the trailer, 3 in, 3 out. 58-1 was the half. 3/8 of a mile to go. And that's Elliott Moose, the leader. Here comes a challenger. I'm Thinking is second. Third up the rail, Better Than Butter. At the inside, Promise Me Art fourth. Outside, racing from fifth. By the 3/4 is Money's Gone Marble. Grand Avenue Legend, the trailer. 3/4 in the books, 127-3. Elliott Moose is still there. On the outside, I'm thinking, Better Than Butter awaits the passing lane as they turn for home. Elliott Moose, the leader. Better Than Butter up the inside. Racing third, Promise Me Yard. Deep in the stretch, coming to the wire. Better Than Butter and Perry Owen. Elliott Moose second, Promise Me Yard third. Time for the mile in 1.
post time.
Broadcasting live from Prince Edward Island, this is Race Day.
Good evening and welcome to Redshores Racetrack and Casino here at the Charlottetown Driving Park. This Thursday evening. It's a cool evening, about 10 degrees Celsius. We have a terrific 12-dash card for you here this evening, and our feature comes up in race 11 tonight. It is the Filly Mares Preferred, field of 5, and it's a dandy. Ladylike, who set the track record here last week, has the rail for David Dowling. Woodmere Skyroller, who raced really well for Corey McPherson last week, first start off the bench, finishing second by a neck in that track record performance, leaves from post 2. Barrio gets the call this week. Dreamfair Zenfire Hughes gets a call on Dreamfair Zenfire this week. Arclight and Mark Campbell leave from post 4. And Large John Legacy leaves from post 5 with Corey McPherson. And again, that comes up in race 11. We also have the Open Trot comes up in race number 10 tonight. But for now, let's send it up to track announcer Vance Cameron for all tonight's program and equipment changes. Vance.
Thank you, Kurt, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Redshores Racetrack and Casino at the Charlottetown Driving Park for tonight's racing program, event number 9 of the meeting. Fast track conditions. There is a 2-second wind variant, and it's 9 degrees Celsius the temperature in Charlottetown at this time. The track condition is rated by the officiating members from the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission tonight. The senior judge is Mr. Kent Butler. The associate judges are Mr. Ronnie Hennessy and Mr. Derek Quinn. Now here tonight's program and equipment changes. Just 2 equipment changes on the card tonight. First one, go to race number 4. In the 4th race, number 6, Vicky Everyday, adding earplugs. And the only other equipment change happens in the Open Trot for fillies and mares in race number 8. In the 8th race, number 5, Hop Up, adding pasturing boots behind. So that wraps up the changes on tonight's 12-race presentation. There's 25 minutes to the first race post time set for 6 o'clock. Let's go back to my co-host Kurt Hughes at the HBI broadcast desk to set up the betting highlights and promotions.
Thank you very much, Vance. Yes, Red Shores is pleased to offer a full betting menu, and some of the highlights include the pick 4 starting on race number. Offer a 20-cent minimum on this pool and all superfectas. The single winner jackpot high 5 is on race 12 with a $1,000 guaranteed pool and a low 15% takeout. And PEI players on HBIBet.com can opt in for the cashback promotion until July 1st, plus players qualify for a $500 PEI gift card. And on track guests, you can use the table play pony pick for a chance to win your dinner tonight. Tag your ticket with the wild horses for a chance to win $25 jackpot on each race. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you're able for the playing of our national anthem.
Now, back to Race Day Live.
Welcome back to Race Day Live. I'm your host, Kurt Hughes, here with you on this Thursday evening. Like I say, we have a terrific 12-dash card, and we have the top mares coming up in race number 11. We have Ladylike on the rail with David Dowling, Woodmere Sky Roller from post 2, Dream Fair Zenfire from post 3, Arclight from post 4, and Large On Legacy from post number 5 tonight. And last week, what a race this was between these mares. It was a history-making race. Ladylike got the job done for David Dowling in a new track record of 153-2 off a real punishing half by Dream Fair Zenfire, half in 55-4, and Ladylike and Woodmere's Sky Roller. They sat off the pace and they gobbled up ground late in the mile, and they both raced super on that night. So we're going to take a look at the replay here from last week, that track record performance from Ladylike and David Dowling.
Legacy back into third is Southwind Ion. Fourth is Ladylike, trailing the field. Woodmere Sky Roller. They're halfway home, and they're rolling 55-4. 28 flat in the second, 3/8 to go. Dream Fair, Zenfire the leader. Second is Large On Legacy. Third at the rail, Southwind Ion. There goes Ladylike. Tipping out fourth, Woodmere Sky Roller. Up and outside the trailer by the 3/4, and Dream Fair Zenfire still the leader. Ladylike is marching first up on the outside second. Third at the rail, Large On Legacy. Woodmere Sky Roller coming 3 high. 3/4 in 1. 24-3. Down the stretch they come. Woodmere Sky Roller. Ladylike between horses. To the wire they come. Ladylike has done it for David Dowling. Woodmere Sky Roller was second. Large On Legacy finishes third. Time for the mile. Incredible. 1:53 and 2. New.
That was,
and I mean new, track record aged pacing mares.
That was a terrific mile last week with David Dowling and Ladylike, setting off the pace off that hot early speed put up by Dream Fair Zenfire, and it just set up perfect for the backfield, and they really responded. Ladylike grinding it out first up, getting the job done. Woodmere Sky Roller, just a terrific mile. 4-year-old mare now. She was a terrific state competitor, broke that earnings record last year, so she looked good in her first start off the bench. She's going to be tough to beat. But in that race, I'm going back to Dream Fair Zenfire as my top choice. Jason Hughes gets a call tonight. I think if he can get her to the lead and then rate her a little better, maybe a half in 57 and change in this short field, she could get the job done. She's been a terrific mare over the last couple of seasons for the McLeod boys and trainer-driver Mark Campbell. So I'm looking for her to bounce back here tonight and get the job done. And then I like Ladylike and Woodmere Sky Roller to complete my triactor. So that comes up in tonight's 11th race, and we're about 11 minutes from the opener, and I'll be back after the parade to pick up my selections for race 1.
Evening's first race on the track for the post parade. Number 1 is K-Dana, owned by Bill Kinney and Ella Stead of Hunter River. Bon Doyle trains and drives. Number 2 is Emmy Lou Hayes, owned by John and Stephen Quinn and George Stevenson, trained by Stephen Quinn, Jason Hughes driving. Number 3, Ms. Patricia B, is owned by Bobby Joe Matheson of Charlottetown, trained by Ron Matheson, Brody McPhee. Number 4, Fernhill Flame, owned by Kevin Harvey of Hammond Plains and Rudge Racing of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, trained by Cliff Murphy, driven by Kenny Murphy. Number 5, The Real McCoy, is owned by Greyland Farm of Gulf Shore and Robert Sumara from Halifax, Nova Scotia, the trainer-driver Mark Campbell. 6, Google It, owned by Ingham Jenkins, Jim Grant, and Jeff McClellan, trained and driven by Mike McGuigan. Number 7 is Pocket Full of Promise, owned by Jamie Smith and Saki McDonald of Charlottetown. Jamie does the training. That's Corey McPherson. 4 minutes wagering time on race number 1. This is Race Day Live, broadcasting at Redshores.ca and on the Red Shores YouTube channel. Kurt Hughes to pick up the top contenders next.
Okay, 4 to go here before the Thursday night opener. We got a nice track there this evening, but we have a 2-second wind variant. It's a cool day here on Prince Edward Island, so that's how it sets up for us tonight. So watch out for the wind here as you begin to make your selections here. On the screen right now is the 2 Emmy Lou Hayes. This is a 3-year-old filly by Maripan Gigolo. She's owned by John and Stephen Quinn and George Stevenson. We got a birthday shout out this evening for George Stevenson. Happy birthday from all of us here at Red Shores. Hope your filly can get the job done for you here in the opener. She's my top choice. Looked good there 2 starts back, finishing second by a half a length for Jason Hughes, 2 minutes 1/5, and closed it out 28 flat. And then last week I thought she was good to go get her picture taken, but she had other plans as she made a break there after leaving, and then made another break there as she got back into the race. So hopefully the Quinn boys get her ironed out and she's ready to go here tonight. She's my top selection, and she's paying 4 to 5 on the board right now. My second choice on the board on the screen right now is the 3, Miss Patricia B, Brody McPhee in the bike. For owner Bobby Joe Matheson of Charlottetown, Ron Matheson, the trainer. Real good start last time out. Second by 3/4 of a length. Sitting the 2-hole there, 59-2, 28-4. This filly closed it out on that day in 5th the start prior to that in 2:02 with a 29 flat final panel. Should get a good trip from post 3. Got the talented McPhee in the bike. I like her for second. She's 3 to 1 on the board. And now on the screen is my third choice in this first race, and that is the 4, Fernhill Flame, owned by Kevin Harvey and Rudge Racing, 3-year-old filly by Roll With It. Harry, Kenny Murphy, and Cliff Murphy, they are the trainer driver. This filly has been good in her last few starts, back-to-back third-place finishes. And the last outing was in 2 minutes 1/5, 29-1 on the end of it, and 3 starts back was a real good effort. Second by nose, 2 minutes, 3/5, 28 and 4. Closed it out. She has to do it the hard way. She doesn't have a ton of gate speed, so I'm looking for a similar trip here tonight, and maybe she can do a couple notches better this week and get up and get the job done for her connections. She's paying 9-2 on the board right now. There's the 5, the Real McCoy, owned by Greyland Farm, and Robert Samara, 3-year-old filly by Source of Pride. Made over $15,000 last year as a freshman filly, 6-4-11 in the top 3. And if you look at those lines in those stake races, pretty decent miles there. And that Lady Slipper Gold finishing 3rd, 2 minutes, 4/5, 29 flat on the end of it. And then the star prior to that was a real good second in an A stake in Sydney. So she's got some talent too here, and she draws into the maids here tonight to kick off her sophomore season. She's a major threat as well, and she's now 2-1. As the Metro Home Building Center starting gate begins to move up into position, there are the odds. Kate Anna right now at 26-1. Emmy Lou Hayes right now at 4-5. Miss Patricia B 7-2. Fernhill Flame 6-1. The Real McCoy at 3-2. Google It sitting right now at 31-1, and Pocket Full of Promise right now 9-1 on the board. We're getting close here in the opener. Maiden filly and mares on gate here for race 1 at Red Shores. Let's send it over to Vance Cameron for the race call.
Kate Anna, Emmy Lou Hayes, Ms. Patricia B. Fernhill Flame, the Real McCoy. Google It, Pocket Full of Promise outside. First race, top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. Rough and pacing, Pocket Full of Promise from the far outside. Miss Patricia B headed to the cones. In between them, the Real McCoy. Off stride at the rail. Kate Anna's on the run. Then around the turn to the outside 4th. That is Fernhill Flame. On to pick up 5th is Google It, and a little rough and into the safety lane up front, Miss Patricia B. Now inheriting the lead, the Real McCoy for Mark Campbell. Second is Pocket Full of Promise. Fernhill Flame now in 3rd. Google It, a racing 4th. Emmy Lou Hayes has 5th. Then in 6th, Miss Patricia B. And the trailer is Kate Anna, the 1/4 mile in 29. And 2/5 midway on the turn for time 1, the Real McCoy, the fraction setter. She inherited the lead. Racing from 2nd is Pocket Full of Promise. Coming out of the turn 3rd. Fernhill Flame, Google, and is closed up 4th. Emmy Lou Hayes is fifth. Then in the backfield, that's Miss Patricia B. And the trailer is Kate Anna. At the opening half mile, the Real McCoy, the midway point leader, in 59 and 3. Tracking second is Pocket Full of Promise. On the turn, Fernhill Flame third. Google it fourth. There goes Emmy Lou Hayes, tipping to the outside fifth. Racing from sixth, that is Miss Patricia B. Off stride at the back went Kate Anna. They're going to three-quarters now. The Real McCoy leading it. Fernhill Flame is second. Emmy Lou Hayes third. Up fourth, Google it. That is Pocket Full of Promise, and she hit the wall here. She backed through them fifth. Miss Patricia B. sixth. Trailing is Kate Anna, the three-quarters in 1:30. And 4 with an 8th left to go. That's the Real McCoy turning home. Fernhill Flame is second. Emmy Lou Hayes is coming late from third. They're in deep stretch now. The Real McCoy. Fernhill Flame in the middle. Gonna get it all for Kenny Murphy. Emmy Lou Hayes is second. The Real McCoy will finish third. 2-0-1-1.
Okay, we're going to get a look at slow-mo here for the Thursday night opener. And it was the Real McCoy and Campbell who shot to the front early, 29 and 2, set up the half, 59 and 3. And we talked about Fernhill Flame. She's been knocking on the door in her last 3 starts, and I thought she'd need a similar trip as she's been racing first up. And Kenny Murphy came first up with her again tonight. And she grinds it out and finally gets the job done, gets her nose in front here in this first race. And a terrific effort from Emmy Lou Hayes and Jason Hughes as well. They got away 5th early, and then they came on Kenny Murphy's back there and followed along that last turn, tipped her off the cover. And she raced well, just getting beat by 3/4 of a length. And the Real McCoy, who did all the work early, gets the show though. But it's Fernhill Flame to win in 2-0-1-1 for Kenny Murphy here in the opener.
The first race goes under a judge's inquiry. The racing officials will examine the race going to the opening quarter. Fernhill Flame arriving at the first race winner's circle, bay pacing filly 3 by Roll With It Harry off the Camelot Dam, Talbot Victoria, owned by Kevin Harvey of Hammond Plains and Rudge Racing of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, trained by Cliff Murphy, driven to victory by Kenny Murphy. The mile 2-1-1 will become a maiden record. Fernhill Flame in tonight's opener. Results of the judge's inquiry, no violations. Now the official results in race 1, Kate Anna 7th, Emmy Lou Hayes 2nd, Ms. Patricia B 5th, Fernhill Flame the winner. The Real McCoy was 3rd. Google It finished 4th. Pocket Full of Promise was 6th, fractions of 29 and 2, 59 and 3, 130 and 4, and the mile 201 and 1. In review, 725, 1346. Fernhill Flame paid 10.10 to win. The Exactor 29.30, Triactor 109.80, Superfecta 181.59.
Wally Hennessy Driven to Win is a new book about Hall of Famer Wally Hennessy. You can book your seat for the official book launch in the Top of the Park on Wednesday, June 23rd. Tickets are $25 included and features a 2-course meal, door prizes, and many special guests, including Wally, who will join us virtually. So don't miss the Wally Driven to Win book at retromedia.ca and the official launch in the Top of the Park, June 23rd at 6:30 p.m. You can also purchase the book at retromedia.ca and be sure to use the promo code REDSHORES1.
Second race on the track, number 1 is Rock On Harriet, owned by David McDonald, Neil McKinnon, and Darlene Compton, trained by Jeff Holmes. Kenny Arsenault drives. Number 2, Fear the Lady, owned by Hollis Newson, Debbie Denny, and Rick McNutt, trained by Earl Watts, Mark Campbell. 'KCK Girlies, number 3, owned by Jamie Whalen of Vernon Bridge, trained and driven by Mike McGuigan. 4, Bet the Tide, owned by Ian Smith and Reg McPherson of Stratford, trained by Kevin McLean, Jules Barrio. 5, Rave Review, owned by Jimmy Gorman of South Melville, trained by Ronnie Gass, Corey McPherson. 6, She's in the Moment, owned by Blair and Carl Hansen, Isaac Skierman, and Cecil Villard, trained by Tommy Weatherby, driven by Mark Bradley. 5 minutes wagering time on race number 2. Mystery Vouchers promotion is now underway for on-track players at Red Shores. You could qualify to win the grand prize of $1,000 on Gold Cup night.
Okay, 4 minutes to post before race number 2 tonight at Red Shores, and on the screen right now is my top choice. That is the 6, She's in the moment with driver Mark Bradley. This 3-year-old filly by Control of the Moment is owned by Blair and Carl Hansen, Isaac Skirman, and Cecil Villard. She's been racing pretty good for trainer Tommy Weather, minus those breaks. If you throw those breaks at her lines, she's got pretty decent lines there on the card. Second last start there, third coming first up in 57 flat, 29 flat on the end of it, and then a nice win there at that 451 level, winning by a half a length in 59 and 3, 28 and 3 on the end of it. But that second last start was just a really, really gutsy effort on her part, coming first up and against some really nice horses, Divine Deo and Plain Jane. She is post 6 here tonight with Bradley in the bike, and she's paying really great odds. I don't know if those odds are going to hold up come post time, but right now you're getting 11-1 on the 6. She's in the moment. And there's the 3 KCK Girlies, my second choice, the free-legged 3-year-old filly by Source of Pride, trained and driven by Mike McGuigan and owned by Jamie Whalen of Burn and Bridge. A good fourth last time out, 57 and 3, and third the start prior to that, 57 and 3 as well. And then she had that eye-catching maiden breaking victory by 7 1/4 lengths there in 2:06 and change on a sloppy track. So she's on the fast track here tonight. Post 3, she's showing great miles on her card. Talented trainer driver Mike McGuigan has her firing on all cylinders lately, so we'll see how they do in here tonight. But she's good odds as well. She's 5-2 right now. And to round up my triactor, I went with the 4 Bet the Tide. Currently, right now, the bettor's choice at even money. Bet the Tide's owned by Ian Smith and Reg McPherson, 3-year-old filly by Bettor's Delight. Gilberto will do the driving for trainer Kevin McLean. A good second last time out, 59 and 3, with a 28-1 final panel, and then back-to-back wins prior to that. 2 minutes 1/5, 2:02 flat. So post 4 here tonight. She's got the talent. We'll see how they do in against these tough fillies in here. But right now, currently, even money on the board. Okay, time is running out to get a ticket here on race 2. There's the board. Rock on Harriet, 7-2, fresh off a win. 9-2 on Fear the Lady, fresh off a nice third place finish. KCK Girlies back-to-back third place finish right now at 6-5. Bet the Tide right now at even money. Rave Review at 21-1 and great odds on the 6 at 6-1. That is She's in the Moment and Bradley as the filly mares are beginning to roll up in behind that Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Next voice you'll hear is track announcer Vance Cameron.
Rock on Harriet, Fear the Lady, KCK Girlies, Bet the Tide, Rave Review. She's in the Moment, a half a dozen noses moving to the gate here in the second. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Back leaving number 2, Fear the Lady. There they go. The rough and pacing Rave Review is leaving out. Bet the Tide is second towards the rail. Rock on Harriet guarding the cones as they round the turn. Away fourth is KCK Girlies. Into 50, She's in the Moment. Then the trailer, Fear the Lady. 3 high all around the turn. They're straightening to the quarter. Rock on Harriet guarding the rail in line to Kenny Arsenault will show the way. Now second is Bet the Tide. Rave Review in third. KCK Girlies away fourth. She's in the Moment fifth. Then the trailer, that is Fear the Lady. They arrived at the opening quarter mile in 30. And a 1/5, Rock on Harriet, the fraction center. Racing from second is Bet the Tide. Rave Review third. There goes She's in the Moment. On the move in the outside fourth. KCK Girlies out wide fifth. Trailing 6 is Fear the Lady. They approach the opening half mile and rushing up on the outside now to take over the lead. She's in the Moment will clear for Mark Bradley. Rock on Harriet second, advancing on the outside. Third is KCK Girlies. Bet the Tide up the rail fourth. Rave Review fifth. Trailing 6, Fear the Lady, the half up in a minute. And a 1/5, arriving at 5/8, the leader. She's in the Moment. Second on the cone to Rock on Harriet. KCK Girlies is stalling on the outside.